Hello, my beautiful people from YouTube. Let's talk about three things today. First, let's show the markets. Let's make sure we get a good snapshot as far as what it looks like today and how cheap crypto is. Secondly, let's talk about Ethereum. The 2.0 layer solution is like right here. It's right around the corner. And people are not addressing the real concerns. There are some major issues still with Ethereum that are going to not only continue, but be made worse by this upgrade. It's all hype right now. Everybody's like, oh yeah, let's do this. It's going to be cheaper. Gas fees are going to go away, essentially. I want to break this down and show you how there's a big underlying problem that is not being addressed. And third, I want to show you what's going on with mass adoption, what's going on in different countries accepting Bitcoin and just bring it onto their stock markets. So that's actually a really big and good thing. Now, I was going to ask you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notification, but I want to ask you for one different thing. If you wouldn't mind, go in the comment section down below and do me a favor. What would make you say it was a good decision to subscribe to Action Crypto or Action Studio, whichever channel you're watching me on, a year ago, right? Like, you have over 45 million people that you can choose to subscribe to here on YouTube. Well over 45 million. But if you were to say it was a good decision to subscribe to this channel, why would that be? Leave a comment down below, and my goal is to actually improve the channel, to make this better, to give you quality content that will last a long time. So let's get into it. So here are the markets. It's up 0.4%, which is nothing. I mean, Ethereum's still under $2,000, and Bitcoin hasn't been able to break 33 today. It's not looking good. People talk about, oh, it's coming back. It's not coming back. There's people calling for a $10,000 Bitcoin now, which is a little crazy in my mind, but sure, it's possible. It could happen. Yeah, anything is possible. It's just not looking so hot. And again, it boils down to people not knowing what's going to happen next, and I'll cover that in just a minute. But Ethereum, this is big, and I want to make sure I try to make it as simple as possible, right? So if we go and take a look here, Bitcoin has lost 50% of its dominance when it comes to the market cap. So people are pulling money away from Bitcoin and instilling it into other coins and just adding more money to altcoins. That is not bad. I think that's fine. There's no problem with that. If you believe in a project, you should absolutely invest in it. You should put your money where your mouth is. I say that all the time. But this means that altcoins have a much bigger impact. Here's where I want to go with this. So, problem with MEV on Ethereum. This is a big issue. So everybody's like, transition to proof of stake, can it come soon enough? No, it should have been here already. It's way late. But there are underlying issues that people are not addressing, right? So, new frontier. Does Ethereum need stronger defenses against MEV? And there are three ways that any miner can make money on the Ethereum blockchain, right? There's block subsidies, transaction fees, and there's the whole miner executable value. And that is the biggest concern of it all. Because what MEV really means, it's the income that miners get as a direct result of their ability to insert, leave out, and reorder transactions within a block. So a miner can grab stuff and move it around and makes money. Like, that's literally making money out of thin air. If you think about it, sure, electricity costs, but other than that, it's scary, because the more transactions that are going on the blockchain, the more susceptible to these fees or charges it becomes, right? Like, people are just making money on top of money, and these miners are cashing in, and they're cashing in as much as possible. So if I move on to the next slide, this is the volume. So with great volume comes great risk. No, with great volume comes great money. Like, they're banking on this. They're able to take advantage of the volume that are going on through, a bunch of different DEX places to make money on top of money. So you can see that yellow line there. It's kind of following a trend that they're moving items around. They're fixing up the ledger, reordering things, including, excluding, and making these modifications to the network to make money. It's literally a money-making machine. And again, they call this, the whole time bandit attack, because they're trying to reorder stuff and like go back in time and say, oh, this should have been done this way and this should have been done that way. But it's literally a money-making machine. And the idea is that, hey, miners are done. There's nothing miners are going to be able to do anymore, because it's a proof of work right now. And we're going to go into a proof of stake, which means that you need to have money to make money. And that's another pet peeve that I'll share with you in a second. So high gas fees has caused what? Has caused market caps for other projects to grow tremendously and moving away from Ethereum. So if you see here, Ethereum only accounts for 15.5% of an increase in comparison to other things like Polygon. It's 150. Like, guys, this is big, right? And I'm happy this is happening because it allows the ecosystem to grow naturally, improving and getting and backing things that work, things that are being done right. And when the work is done right, when it's done well, people are going to put their money behind it, and this is what we need to see, because this is a problem that has been ongoing. The MEV issue is here with the first edition of Ethereum, but 2.0 also has that problem. So it doesn't go away when we switch things up. When we, upgrade the network, it's not going to go away. So, and this is like, it hurts to even say this because the hype around Ethereum 2.0 is all about gas fees are going to go away. It's going to be super cheap. That's not how it works. That's not how it's going to work. So there, the upgrade scheduled tentatively for 2022 that built on EIP 1559 and POS that are aimed at making Ethereum more scalable and competitive, like Visa and everybody else. They're going to try to address this, but it's not really there yet. That's the problem. We're still dealing with this issue. So the 1559 upgrade that's happening right now, where they're going to take care of the proof of work versus proof of stake, is not addressing it. They're talking about maybe doing something later, 2022 maybe. Until then, well, guess what? There's money that's going to be flowing out of the system. It's like, whoa, it's not a big deal because now we're gonna make sure that people aren't mining anymore. It doesn't matter. All you're doing is redistributing the wealth to other people. Miners, guess what? They have a lot of money. And I'm not talking about you and me, retail investors, people that are just putting in a little bit of cash. I'm talking about entire facilities that are packed out with, cards to mine and mine and mine and mine and mine. So, and if you look at a little bit further down on this article, after merge to POS, transaction fees normally awarded to miners will be pocketed by validators. You're just changing where the money's going. So that means that, I can highlight this because this is a no-brainer. Lead product owner of Ethereum 2.0 software client, blah, 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 estimated validator returns. Returns are likely to jump to 25% APR. This is freaking nuts. 25% just for having your money sit there while the coin grows? This is insane. This is a lot of money. And again, people are missing the point that you have now, instead of miners, you have validators that are going to be cashing in. And go on Etherscan, like anywhere on Etherscan, and take a look at, ERC20 coins and look at the holders. The top 100 holders hold 80% of all those coins. It's crazy. So you're just empowering rich people to get even richer. That's what's happening. It's not decentralizing this thing enough. It's not setting it up in a way that empowers the people using the coin. It's just going to benefit the people who are holders. Yes, I understand. You do want to, give back to the people that were there in the beginning. That's not how this necessarily works. If you have money, you can just buy in, and all of a sudden, hey, I have Ethereum. I'm a validator. I am getting money, and I'm getting money on top of money on top of money. That's what the people, that Ethereum is not addressing. Now, here's the big thing. This is like insane for me to even think about. Validators stand to earn 1.93 Ethereum per year, or 70% more than what they're currently earning as far as network rewards alone, with the addition of MEV income. So now these validators are going to have the benefit of saying, I want to move things around. I don't like the way that this ledger is set up. Let me go move item 1 to item 30. And they make money in the process. Like, this is not a healthy way of making money inside of Ethereum. So, and this is the thing, like, MEV is potentially more damaging in layer 2 because the mainnet, the roll-up sequencer is more powerful than any one miner alone. It makes a difference. And people are just going to exploit to make a profit. It's happening now. Like, people keep saying that might happen, this might take place. No. It is happening. It's taking place as we speak, and people just don't want to admit it. So, theory manifesting into reality. So you have, Flashbots tweeted on, what's today? So the 14th, so on the 8th, that they had created a GitHub codifying how payments to miners can be facilitated in exchange for destabilizing blockchain consensus. Not fun, not right. And then right after it, on the 10th, you have, code showing how MEV extraction through blockchain reorgs can be done. And it's basic. It's very primitive the way they're doing it, but they're making money on top of money at the cost of everybody else. Like, I don't know. I personally, I think that's wrong. Like, how can you be so excited about a coin, be so excited about these changes when problems like these are not being addressed? Like, I have $0 in Ethereum right now. I'm not going to keep it that way until something gets done. And it's not that I don't think Ethereum is going to grow. I think Ethereum's going to increase. The price is going to go up for sure. But for me, it's out of principle. I can't deal with stuff like this. It's just not something I want to support. I talk about taking a look at the team, taking a look at the company, taking a look at a lot of stuff before you invest. Well, I'm taking a look at the code, and I'm not happy with where Ethereum, stands today. So I'm not going to put my hard-earned money onto something that's doing this to the rest of the community. I just can't support it. Oh, that's my channel. So now I have a copy of it. I know exactly what it looked like back in the day. If you haven't subbed yet, that's the little button right there. Actually, I see managed videos. You guys would see something else, but let's talk about mass adoption, right? Mass adoption, it's pretty cool that it's taking place around the world, but we'll start with the US and how much things suck. So Bitcoin ETF would be good for investors and regulators, say former CFTC chairman. That's great. We have a supporter, And then you see this. The SEC is delaying things again because they can. So they're going to throw the rule book as far out as they possibly can to not make decisions. This is driving me crazy. Like, make a decision and move forward with it. Like, just do something. Like, they're waiting around to see what are other people going to do? What's going on around the world? How are people handling this? Well, U.S. is literally losing, long term because of these decisions. And I think that the SEC should totally move faster. And again, I've said this before. I don't care if it's one way or another, but make a freaking decision so that we can stop all the FUD that's going on, around Bitcoin, ETFs, and everything else. Like, just make a decision and be done with it. That's all I'm asking. I know it's not a lot, but Jerome Powell, he gave a little bit of hope, saying that they have stuff coming out in early September. So we'll see what happens. They're saying it's going to address cryptocurrencies, which is a big deal, and it's going to get talked about more and more and more and more, especially with mass adoption around other countries. They got to move on it. So thanks Jay Powell. Want to see what you guys are working on, because this is important. We got to get a move on it. Now, Brazil. So Brazil Stock Exchange lists first Bitcoin ETF in Latin America. Cool. So this is mass adoption, like I was saying. It's moving forward. This is good for crypto all around. Even better is, I don't know if you can say that this is better, but you got the Digital Euro project actually being rolled out. I've talked about this on the channel before. They want to get in front of things. They're trying to say Bitcoin is bad, so their coin can be good. Again, I don't know how I feel about that whole ordeal, but again, it's mass adoption of some sort, which eventually does help, but be careful with the things associated with it. But going back to Brazil here, Ethereum is listed to an ETF now. So you have Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is good. You want as many things as possible listed on regular stock exchanges so that people can really get into the action. And this will also help differentiate between coins. Like, it's really sad when you see Bitcoin dropping and the entire market follows. We need to get to a world where Bitcoin drops and it's like, so what? That doesn't have a direct effect on other coins, which right now is not the case. Right now, Bitcoin drops, everything drops. but we'll get there. We have been, seeing a little bit of a larger difference as far as changes in the markets go between different coins, which is a healthy sign that we are moving forward. But there's a lot of, a lot of way to go to make this actually the way it's supposed to be. Lastly, Paraguay proposed Bitcoin law includes crypto registration report. I want to be really excited for Paraguay and everything that's going on over there, but I can't necessarily be with this kind of news. If you read about it, if you really dig in, it's not exactly what's happening inside of El Salvador. This is very different. They're looking to regulate it. And what regulation means is taxes. They're looking for, for organizations to report on their crypto and pay taxes on top of it. So this is not like, oh yes, it's currency. We're excited to welcome Bitcoin. They're not approaching this the right way. They're approaching this as, oh, there's a huge cash cow and I'm going to go kill it. That's what they're doing. So I'm happy to see, Bitcoin law proposed. I'm not so thrilled as far as how this actually impacts everybody else. That's, my main thing. Like, let's make sure that the laws are done the right way, and bring people together that know what they're doing to be able to improve your country's economic system, not let's try to get money from somewhere else. Because, Paraguay has had not so, good financial system in the past, and they have been at the bottom of the totem pole. Paraguay is one of those countries in South America where people go to shop because they make knockoffs, and it's all sorts of things not done the right way over there. So people go there to shop quite a bit. I'm going to leave it here. Guys, thank you so much. And I will put this back up so that I do a little quick reminder to actually like the video. It's for myself. I'm going to go and like the video because I'm going to watch it all the way through again, because the first time I watch it, it's when it's on YouTube. So I don't really watch it on my computer because I want to get you the information raw, the way I'm looking at it, the way I'm thinking about it. So it's one shot, start to finish. You guys have been incredible. I truly appreciate this community, and I will see you guys on the next one.